Ladies and gentlemen, as Chief Executive of Spelthorne Borough Council, allow me to welcome you to this special Civic Trust 2021 edition, broadcast from the Council Chamber here at Cllr Green. To formally commence this award ceremony, I'm going to hand over to Mr. Colin Squire, MBE, Chairman of the Civic Trust.
I'm very proud, as Chairman of the Spelthorne Civic Awards Trust, to welcome you to this 2021 awards presentation. COVID restrictions have once again interfered with our usual presentation evening, but we are so pleased that with this terrific help from Spelthorne Council, we can go ahead in this manner. Today we're giving citations for the awards presented this year. It's a privilege to be able to recognise such wonderful local people who've given so much of their time and energy to help those in need or less fortunate than themselves, and have contributed so much time to local institutions which help to make Spelthorne Borough what it is. This time I would particularly thank my fellow trustees, Mr. Robert Gant, who will read the citations, David Martin, our secretary, Peter Harding, our treasurer, and fellow trustee, Jean Pinkerton. We are extremely grateful for the help given by our Mayor, Cllr Colin Barnard, who's been a great support and during his year in office is a fellow trustee, and to Spelthorne Council and Mr. Daniel Mard. They have been so helpful in letting us arrange this presentation. Today's recipients of awards, volunteers, have collectively given many years of service to this borough in so many varied and different ways. And I would like to say what a great privilege it is to honour these local citizens. I would also thank very much all those who took the time to nominate awardees. We don't always know of people unless somebody comes along and points out and says that somebody has done this for so long with this charity or with this organisation. And I do ask for the future that you do get in touch with us if you do know somebody who is due an award. This award goes back to 1982, when Councillor Alf Goddard, who received an award from the Queen, felt that in a way he was receiving this award on behalf of so many of the residents and workers in Sunbury who gave so much but weren't getting recognition. All names of those that receive awards are kept in a very special book, and this is available to be seen at the council offices. And it's called our Roll of Honour. And the inscriptions for the Roll of Honour and for the certificates are produced by Mrs. Margaret Stanley, who has this wonderful calligraphy. So I think without further ado, I can only say I'll hand over to one of our trustees, Mr. Robert Gant, who will read the citations for the award winners for this year of 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman. I have pleasure in presenting the candidates for the Civic Awards, Community Awards, and Letter of Commendation. Civic Awards. Nicholas Nick Charalambous, nominated by Michelle Arnold and Paul West. Through a sequence of Phoenix projects, Nick has devoted over 22 years to voluntary work with young people aged 10 to 18 in Spelthorne. His objectives have been clear and consistent: getting young people from troubled backgrounds or as victims of circumstance the best start and helping them transform their lives. Each year, he has helped around 100 young people. Through the Duke of Edinburgh Award Scheme and related programmes, Nick has built confidence levels, broadened horizons, and developed teamwork skills. He has prepared and signposted opportunities for job-related training and further education. In 2019, Nick was recruited to the Committee of Surrey Clubs for Young People. Ever eager to help young people, Nick continues to work tirelessly during the lockdowns of the pandemic. First, in helping found the new youth club in Stanwell. Secondly, in organising the refurbishment of laptops to support the homeschooling needs of disadvantaged youngsters. Nick, we fully recognise your voluntary contribution to improving the lives of young people in Spelthorne. It is with great pleasure that we confer this award. Michael Coombs, nominated by Amanda Coombs. Michael has dedicated the past 35 years to voluntary work for the Spelthorne community. 3 areas of his outstanding work demand special recognition. In July 2007, he became the first parent representative on the first Shepperton St. Nicholas Scout Executive Committee. 3 years later, he became Group Secretary, a post he held until 2020. On several occasions, he has been congratulated by the District Commissioner on the quality of his work in support of the district. Fundraising is Michael's forte. In 2010, the directors of Spelthorne Gymnastics asked him to set up a fundraising committee to secure support for these gymnasts at regional, national, and international competitions. This he did. A sequence of fundraising projects in the next decade produced in excess of £300,000. In parallel, Mike has been a fully committed member. In parallel, Mike has been fully committed to several demanding roles as a governor of Thamesmead School. These have included the role of Vice Chairman at times of ceaseless change in the secondary education sector. His drive, enthusiasm, and experience have been vital to the successful transition towards Academy Trust status. Presently, Michael serves on the Academy Trust and several of its statutory subcommittees. We congratulate you, Michael. It is with great pleasure that we confer this award. Linda Marshall, nominated by Carol Parker. Without the vision, commitment, and dedication of Linda, Spelthorne Rentstart would not have been established as a registered society in 1997. It aims primarily to alleviate homelessness among single people and childless couples on low incomes, groups who could not otherwise qualify for statutory assistance from Spelthorne Borough Council. To date, Rentstart has helped 2,500 clients directly. In 2017, largely through Linda's and stinting efforts, Spelthorne's Rentstart achieved its charitable status. As a continuing trustee and secretary, Linda has maintained her efforts to improve provision for vulnerable clients. She retains a close and beneficial liaison with the Council's Housing Department and other charitable agencies. Linda secured 3-year National Lottery funding for Rentstart Extra in 2018. This support programme is dedicated to clients with complex and multiple needs, but who fall outside the remit of existing provision from other Rentstart in the borough. Spelthorne Rentstart has been an unmitigated success. So far, it has been modelled by the neighbouring boroughs of Runnymede and Elmbridge. For your dedication and success in providing a vital community service, Linda, we have pleasure in making this award. Spelthorne Museum. 3 Civic Awards are recommended to members of the hard-working Spelthorne Archaeology and Local History Group for outstanding service to the Spelthorne community. These members have been nominated by Julia Gibbs, Chair of the Trustees of Spelthorne Museum. Gloria Hazel. Gloria joined the committee on her return from the United States in November 2007. Her exceptional experience in running a museum in the States was soon put to good use at Spelthorne. She took on the role of volunteer coordinator with special responsibility for recruiting, training, and most importantly, retaining volunteer staff. Added to these activities and front of museum duty, she puts her well-honed IT skills to good use and runs the museum's website and Facebook page. Seeking further outreach, Gloria introduced an extra session of opening on the first Saturday of the month. This has been widely appreciated by parents and children and has boosted levels of attendance at the museum. It's with great pleasure, Gloria, that we make this Civic Award. Jackie Brown. Jackie became a committee member and front of house volunteer at Spelthorne Museum in June 2006. She soon became the honorary treasurer, a post she held until 2014, when she became honorary curator. Throughout this time, Jackie has displayed outstanding commitment to the field of community education. As an active and creative member of the education team, she has demonstrated outstanding expertise in designing hands-on, imaginative games for the younger visitor. Get the Roman Army across Staines Bridge is ever popular, and visiting school parties have been enthralled by her practical demonstrations. Neolithic houses is one speciality that she has captured, and this has excited the imaginations of the young and not so young alike. Jackie also plays a key role in training volunteers. She has assisted with museum-wide administration and other public duties for many years. For these reasons, Jackie, we have great pleasure in making this Civic Award. Pamela Cole. Pamela joined the committee of Spelthorne Museum Group in April 1996. She transferred to committee membership of Spelthorne Archaeology and Local History Group in May 2010. Throughout this period, Pamela has demonstrated outstanding organisational skills. Front of house duties and routine administration have featured in her weekly commitment. She is always prepared to take responsibility. She became chair in 2017. Leadership of a registered charity demands skill and resolve. It demands constant drive, planning, and commitment. Pamela has demonstrated these qualities in the day-to-day running of the museum, leadership of the retail subcommittee, and preparation of the forward plan. Pamela, we congratulate you and have great pleasure in making this Civic Award. Hugh Thomas, nominated by Valerie Watson. Hugh has been a boat builder for many years and is now semi-retired. He first joined the Burway Rowing Club in 2006. Since then, he's been an active rowing coach and worked diligently in support of the club in boat maintenance, warehousing, and support roles. Ever resourceful and totally dependable, Hugh has always found ingenious solutions to operational problems to ensure the smooth and successful running of the club. Indeed, during the recent COVID lockdown, he was visited the clubhouse on a daily basis to check on security and safety issues. One of the club's prized possessions is a large rowing skiff for 8 people, built by Hugh some years ago. Hugh spreads his talents more widely within the Spelthorne community. He's a chorister at St. Peter's Staines And he plays an important role in the general maintenance of church effects, recently having restored woodwork on the organ and prepared staging and decoration for church events. Congratulations, Hugh. It's with great pleasure that we confer this Civic Award. Brenda Vinson, nominated by Kim Slater. Brenda has volunteered at the Fordbridge Day Centre since January 1990. She started with Monday duties in the T-bar. She enjoyed that role and increased her presence to cover Tuesday sessions. Her commitment to voluntary community service was strong and continued until the COVID pandemic forced closure of the Day Centre in 2020. Brenda loves people and has enjoyed the interactions and conversations with members who greatly appreciate her bright and cheerful presence and willingness to listen. Whilst being committed to Fordbridge, Brenda has also helped for almost 10 years in a similar role in a neighbouring borough. Brenda has also willingly volunteered in the borough in other capacities. Not only has she helped as a regular street collector for the British Red Cross and guide dogs for the blind, but for over a decade, starting in 1972, she volunteered every Monday night at Ward D7 in Ashford Hospital. So many people in Spelthorne depend on volunteers for their day-to-day lives. Brenda, we greatly appreciate your role and have pleasure in making this Civic Award. Community Awards. Murray Litvack, nominated by Victoria Statham. Murray served diligently as Spelthorne Council's independent chair of Standards Committee, latterly the Members' Code of Conduct Committee, from February 2001 until May 2020. On retirement from that voluntary role, he was the longest-serving independent chair in Surrey. Throughout his service, Murray chaired several committees that secured an independent view on the maintenance of high standards of councillor behaviour and conduct. This he achieved with an open mind and respect for others, whilst maintaining strong ethical values. For 19 years, he regularly attended evening meetings. He fully engaged with many areas of council work to build personal knowledge and understanding of councillor responsibilities and duties. He actively supported the monitoring officers and was always available to discuss issues connected with the maintenance and improvement in public standards. He was respected across the council chamber for his dedication, commitment, and unstinting service. Congratulations, Murray. It's with great pleasure that we make this community award. Gladys Bolt, nominated by Councillor Sandra Dunn. Without doubt, Gladys Bolt is a community icon in Lower Sunbury. For 49 years, she has worked as the patrol crossing keeper, lollipop lady, in Nursery Road. For Gladys, her daily duty was more than a job. It was an opportunity to show her care in nature and concern for young people in our community, and to meet parental concerns over traffic flows and the perils of crossing a busy suburban road. A couple of years ago, Gladys was injured at her work. She felt that retirement would be in order. The parents would not listen. They persuaded her to resume her duties. Community-minded Gladys responded and continued her role. The children were delighted, so too were the parents. Throughout her service, Gladys established a reputation as a can-do person. When problems have arisen, she has sought solutions. On many occasions, she has engaged with the teaching staff in the schools, the local police and officers from the local authority on issues connected with child safety. For Gladys, the welfare of children was of paramount importance. Let us allow a local head teacher to bestow the final compliment. And here I quote, "The children have great affection for her, and she will be very much missed by all who have had the pleasure to work alongside her and to be under her unfaltering care." Congratulations, Gladys. It's with great pleasure that we make this community award. Letter of Commendation. Frederick Walling, nominated by Pauline Hayward. Fred first joined his wife as a volunteer at Fordbridge Day Centre in December 1996. His activities first included the organisation and marketing of successful coach trips. He later became the nominated driver and mechanic of the centre's 16-seater minibus that was widely used for group outings. However, at the age of 80, he had to transfer this driving responsibility to another volunteer. Seeking a further outlet for his energy and sense of community service, Fred then founded the Spelthorne Man in a Shed workshop for retired residents on a site provided by Spelthorne Council. The shed is well sited at Fordbridge Park as car parking space and is close to public transport. It has 10 to 12 regular members using the facilities on 3 days each week. It provides them with regular companionship and mental stimulation. Equally as important, the shed offers its members opportunities to learn and practice new skills in a congenial environment. Ever ambitious in the interests of the wider community, Fred continues to provide drive and initiative. His latest thoughts now focus on extending the building, adding to its facilities, and widening its membership. Well done, Fred. We congratulate you on your foresight and ambition. It is with great pleasure that we offer this letter of commendation. Chairman, that concludes the presentation of Civic Awards, Community Awards, and the letter of commendation.
I would like to thank Robert very much for reading the citations for this year's awards. And I think everyone would agree that we have some really very worthy recipients. And now it's my pleasure to pass to the Mayor of Spelthorne, Councillor Colin Barnard, who will wind up this presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman. Well, good afternoon, and may I start by saying a very big thank you to the Chief Executive of Spelthorne Borough Council for his unstinting support of the Spelthorne Civic Awards. I'd also like to thank sincerely the Chairman, Mr. Colin Squires, and the committee for their work and time given freely to organise this event. It is a most prestigious event in the calendar of the Council, and unfortunately we are in times when we are unable to assemble, and so I was very pleased to have been able to visit each recipient personally and personally present their award. And it gives me great pleasure in doing this because these are people that give their time freely in the service of others, providing activities for young and old alike. And it is absolutely the engine room of the civic life of this borough. So on your behalf, I'd like to thank all those involved and thank you very much for listening.